Yo, YouTube, what's good? It's your man, D Rich Kid, back at you with another video, another topic. Yo, I'm gonna give you tonight. I'm gonna give you a little something different. I'm gonna give you a little story time, man. I haven't given story time in a minute, and it was just something that kind of came across my brain that I had forgot. I got so many different things I've been through in life. You know what I mean? So figure I'd share, just to put it out there. But anyway, I'm gonna take you back to the year was 1993. 1993. Your man, D Rich Kid, was a senior in high school, man. It's been 30 years now, over 30 years. Yeah, wow, it's crazy when I think about it, man. Senior year, prom season. Now you got to remember, YouTube. I grew up in New Jersey, right? So the big thing was a lot of kids in my area, or a lot of cats, would go down to the Jersey Shore. Once the weather broke, springtime, whatever. That was a big thing, going to the Jersey Shore. So we didn't go to the Jersey Shore, but we went to Great Adventure. Great Adventure amusement theme park. It was probably like about 45 minutes, an hour south of where I lived. And so me and my best friend, we went down to Great Adventure. I drove down, I remember. And when we got there, it was packed. We had a good time though. We had a good time. And I vividly remember getting on one of these roller coasters. And when I got on the roller coaster, my friend came on with me. And it was wild, man. Wild, going up and down and loops and all that. You know how it is on a roller coaster. You know what I mean? And so got off the roller coaster, was all dizzy and everything. Like, yeah, damn, okay, cool. Just had a good ride on the roller coaster, right? So, night goes on, evening goes on, whatever, we doing our thing, whatever. So, by the end of the night, you was getting ready to wrap it up. The park was getting ready to close. You know how they make the announcement, whatever. All right. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess we getting ready to roll back, whatever. So as we walking, I'm kind of talking to my man. Then I'm looking for my keys, man. I'm like, where my keys at? I'm putting, got my hands all in my pockets, like. I'm like, I had my wallet with me, but I'm like, I don't feel my keys, man. So while my man was talking, I was like, yo, hold up. I'm like, yo, I can't find my keys. And he's like, you can't find your keys, I'm like, nah, I don't know where my keys are. So, I'm patting down, pulling out my pockets, whatever, and no keys, man. So, now YouTube, I'm like, like frustrated, mad, scared, all that. Because, I'm down here at a theme park. I'm like an hour away from home. And, I ain't got my keys, yo. Like, I don't know where my keys are. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know I brought them with me, naturally, because, we drove down. So I'm like, shit, like, damn, where are my keys? So my man was like, yo, let's go back in, and kind of look on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So we went back, kind of traced our steps and, went back, look, areas we was, to see maybe if I, had dropped them somewhere along the way. No such thing, man. No fine, no nothing. We asked a couple people that they, anybody maybe see some keys or whatever. Nobody saw any keys. So now I'm like starting to panic, because I'm like, I'm supposed to get home. You know what I mean? Like, so it's starting to get late, and I got my mans with me, so I'm like, I gotta call home, like I got no other recourse, I can't find my keys, nobody's seen them, nobody's turned any keys in, whatever. So, like I said, it's late, man, and if I'm not mistaken, this was during the week. So, my parents were at home, but they were asleep. So I had to call them, and it's like, if I'm not mistaken, man, it's like maybe like 10 at night, after maybe later than that. Because, usually the theme parks close around like midnight, something like that. So it's like after 10, maybe later than that. So I called, and of course, my parents, they go, they were working, you know what I'm saying? And so they were in bed and everything. And so I called, and I think my mother picked up. And I was like, damn, man. I said, hey, Ma, I'm like, I can't find my keys. And she was like, what? I'm like, yeah, I don't know what happened to my keys. So she was like, hold on. She was like, let me put your father on the phone, talk to your father, So my father, I was like, damn. I'm like, he was asleep. So he gets on the phone. He's like, what's going on, And I was like, man, Dad, I'm like, I can't find my keys. And he was like, you can't find your keys? He was like, man, you down in Great Adventure and can't find your keys. And, I'm like, nah, Dad, I can't find my keys, man. I done, went through my pockets. I went back in. We looked for them. Nobody, uh, you know, discovered them, picked them up, turned them in, anything. So my father was like, golly, man. He was visibly irritated, because now he knew that he was going to have to come get me. So he was like, all right, man. He was like, give me a minute. I got to get up and get dressed. And so, we hung up, and I called. I think I want to say I waited at the payphone, because remember, YouTube, this was 1993. There was no cell phones back then. This ain't the cell phone ever, you know what I'm saying? We had payphones back then, this is the real era. So I waited by the payphone, and I want to say he called me back from the number, or I called him. I can't remember now. It's been over 30 years. But anyway, somehow or another, we communicated again. I told him, well, he told me he was about to leave. I told him, I said, well, okay, since you're about to leave, whatever, I said, we'll be waiting. We'll wait for you at the main entrance. So, he didn't sound happy about, coming down there, but he knew he had to come get me. He couldn't leave me out there. And, so, me and my man, we just went to the entrance, outside the front entrance, and we just waited, and, as the people left, by the time my father got there, the park was pretty much closed down. Everybody else was pretty much gone, I think it was just maybe just the workers were left in the park for the most part. And, father pulled up, whatever. And, yeah, man, I can remember him saying, how you come all the way down here and lose your keys, man? And I'm just like telling them, like, I don't know what happened. I said, I don't know, if they inadvertently fell out or what. But yeah, so on the way back or whatever, it was real quiet. You know how it is, because my father was visibly, irritated, but, again, he had no choice. So, we got back home. I dropped my man off at the crib and, we got home, whatever. And after I got home the next morning, um, I'm trying to think was I in school that? Yeah, I think I was in school, maybe. I don't know if that was like spring break time. I think it was spring break time, so I may not have to go to school that next morning, whatever. But yeah. So I was talking to my parents, and I was telling them I think I knew what happened to my keys. And I think what happened was my keys fell out on that roller coaster ride because it was a lot of loops and flips and all that. And I think when we was flipping, going up and down, and all around, I think my keys inadvertently fell out my pocket on that roller coaster ride. And I would have never heard it. It's too noisy. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't have felt it because it's too jerky, whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that was a crazy time, man. I was just like, wow, lost my keys, stranded out at the amusement park, man. Great adventure, you know what I mean? So, I was 18, I'm just like, damn, man, this is crazy. So it's just one thing that I'll never forget, man. So, I guess the point of the story, YouTube, is, what I mean, if you go to these amusement parks, make sure, your personal belongings is, secured, you know what I mean? Bring your little pouch or something, or make sure, you have your keys and your wallets and all that. Make sure that stuff is secured, when you go on these rides, because if not, they can easily fall out and you won't know it until it's, too late. You know what I mean? And, you don't want to be somewhere and, your wallet fall out, they go all your information, your money, or your keys or whatever, then, can't get in your car, you're stranded, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, that was just a story time, YouTube, just going down back memory lane, one of my, life experiences, man, that the rich kid had, you know what I mean? But anyway, yo, I'm gonna get off this joint, man. If you like my content, as always, The Rich Kid, like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend. All right, I'm out, YouTube. Peace.